I'm Liz Scissors, and today we are going to talk about policy setting. Policy setting is a really good idea to do at the very beginning of when you have opened and established your business. It is challenging to figure out. It's difficult to implement. It's hard to get people to understand and get on board when you've set policies, but they are really integral in keeping your sanity, in making sure that you are taking care of yourself and your business. And it also encourages a relationship of respect between the client and with you and your staff. So policies protect you as well as give the client a clear understanding of what the rules are at your establishment. So the first thing I encourage you to do is when you are first opening your business or figuring it out, deciding on it, take a moment to picture what your goals are long term. Not desperation of, oh my gosh, right now I just need to take anything that calls and I need to take anything that I can because I'm desperate to build the business. What you want to do is create a mindset of success, envisioning and manifesting what is it going to look like. I want it to be this way or that way, however that is to you. Say you want to have full-time staff and you want many full-time groomers in there. Maybe you want just some bathing staff. Maybe you just want it to be you. That's okay. Whatever that picture of goals is for you, it's yours. However, we just have to pick the policies for the long-term success. If you wait and don't set policies in the beginning and you just allow people to come in whenever they want or leave them as long as they want, and you haven't implemented any type of policies and you figure, oh, I'll just do that later once I'm successful, you will regret it. You want to set it up in the beginning. You want to set up a relationship of respect in the beginning. Desperation stinks. Nobody likes it. If you are begging for their dollar, they know it. And they are going to absolutely take advantage of that, whether they intend to or not. They just don't think that it's a big deal to you. Because if it was, you would make sure you communicated that. So that's where the responsibility solely lies on you to set the policies. So if you think in the future it's going to bother you if somebody shows up late or they don't show up at all, or you think it's going to upset you when they don't show up on time to pick up and you're sitting after hours and waiting, then those are policies that you set up right from the get-go. Say you really don't want to do any dematting at all and you don't want to put dogs through that and you don't want to put your body through that. That is a policy you can set. Maybe you don't start puppies until a certain age, and as far as full-on hair cutting on them, that's a policy. Even if you don't have it in writing, it doesn't matter. You need to have it set in stone to communicate to the client ahead of time. And that way, there's no misunderstanding or miscommunication, and there's no buildup of resentment or frustration from either you or the client because you've been clear with them. You've already told them this is how it works here. And if they don't like it, there are other options for them, but it's not going to be with you because these are your policies. You can be flexible if things happen and you want to be, but again, you would make sure that you let them know you're making an exception. You wouldn't just say okay and be a pushover. The policy helps protect you because when you're setting policies and you're doing it in the beginning, you're not emotional about it. It's just business. I want to be able to get home and see my kids. I have these things going on in my life in addition to my professional life, and I want to be able to take time to do that. Or I don't want my staff to suffer if somebody just decides not to show up for their appointment. So there are reasons behind them. They're business reasons. So it's not emotional, but it gets emotional if you haven't been clear, and then the client feels like you're taking advantage of them or they feel like you're picking on them. You don't want any of those things. So make sure you set them in advance. Make sure you clearly communicate them with the customer as well as your staff so everybody understands these are the rules. And the only person that gets to make exceptions is you, the owner. However, if you make an exception, you make sure that they know that, so they understand this is not normal and that you're doing them a favor. I hope these tips have helped you. If you want more information about me, you can find me at lizsizzers.com, and I hope to see you at the next one.